KTBB Friday Morning News Time, 7:50. As we do this time every Friday, we check in with KTBB owner, General Manager Paul Gleiser, and You Tell Me. And here today to dispel rumors that Bill Coates and I are being outsourced to India.
No, you guys are going to stay right here. But one of you is going to wind up in our Mineola Bureau soon.
Good.
We're sponsored by K.E. Cellars, Tyler's Old World-style boutique winery in the French Quarter on South Broadway across from the mall. We like it when you share these commentaries with your social network via Facebook, Twitter, and email. And more important, we like your comments. To join the conversation, just go to ktbb.com/youtellme. And you'll find all the tools for commenting and sharing the entire conversation with your friends. I say what's on my mind. You say what's on yours. That's why we call it You Tell Me. Since 1960, the country has been in a tug-of-war between those on the right that believe that one can only be truly free when one accepts full responsibility for one's own life, and those on the left that believe that freedom is not possible unless the basic necessities of life, such as food, clothing, and shelter, are guaranteed by a large activist government. On 4 occasions since 1960, those on the left captured the White House and sizable majorities of Congress. In 1964, it was Lyndon Johnson. In 1976, it was Jimmy Carter. In 1992, it was Bill Clinton. And in 2008, of course, it was Barack Obama. On 3 of those occasions, the country's move to the left set the stage for Republicans to take either the White House or sizable gains in the Congress in the next election. On no other occasion has the lurch to the left been greater than it has been in the 20 months following the 2008 victory of Barack Obama. And it's now clear that the Democrats will certainly lose the House next month, and they may well lose the Senate. What lessons are these 50 years of political history trying to teach us? I can think of 3. First, America has a very sizable plurality of those that would love for the government to somehow relieve us of freedom's downside. And sometimes they win the day at the ballot box. Personal responsibility is the ultimate expression of freedom, but with personal responsibility comes the very real chance of suffering and failure. I believe that a sizable percentage of us would like to believe that we can be relieved of that worry and live our lives as we see fit. Work only when the available job amuses us, use tomorrow's money for today's gratification, hand off the raising of our children to government-run schools, and all in all, live a consequence-free life, secure in the knowledge that if things don't work out, the government will be there to rescue us. Why deny yourself the brand new car for the purpose of setting money aside for retirement when there's Social Security? Why take a crummy job when unemployment benefits can be stretched to nearly 2 years? Why set aside money for health care when someone else will pay the bill if you get diabetes or heart disease? Why worry about borrowing more than you can pay when the government will step in as your advocate should things get tight? These natural desires reflect human nature, but they also set the predicate for the second lesson. When we get a national government that overly caters to our desire to be taken care of, we get economic and social chaos, and we then recoil in horror. Thus, the Republican victories that followed in 1968, 1980, 1994, 2000, and almost certainly in 2010. Only Bill Clinton's move to the center following the 1994 Republican midterm victory kept him from being a one-term Democrat, like Johnson and Carter. Pardon me. But the third lesson is by far the hardest. Despite repeated bad experiences with big government liberalism, we keep going back for more. The desire to be taken care of overwhelms the experiences of disasters like those of the Johnson and Carter years, and the rejection of Hillary care in 1993. We then enthusiastically vote in an Obama, only to repudiate that vote at the next opportunity. Thus, the tug-of-war continues. But this election may be different. Our parents and grandparents were pretty self-sufficient as a result of their experiences in the Great Depression. Big government, as we now know it, only exploded as we comfortable baby boomers began to come of age and vote. The experience of the Great Recession of the 21st century may, at last, be a game changer, and the false promises of big government may stand repudiated for a generation. We should all hope so, anyway. That's my word. What's yours? Go to ktbb.com/youtellme, and you tell me. I, for one, could not be happier that the fall is finally here. It was a particularly brutal summer, and I'm glad it's over. This is when you're glad you have the patio that was too hot to use a few weeks ago, because that patio, or that front porch, or your glider swing, or wherever else you're comfortable outside, can be the place that you enjoy one of 3 terrific red wines from K.E. Cellars. The 2007 vintage was a great one. It produced Keeper Sol Estates 2007 Merlot, the 2007 Cabernet, and the 2007 Shiraz. All are lovely reds, and I know because I have all three on hand at home. Here's what you should do. Go by KE Cellars after work today and tell them that I said to set you up a 2007 red wine flight. Sample all three, pick the one or the ones that please you. Tell them to put the tasting fee on my account. You can do all of this because KE Cellars is a working winery with a tasting bar. Try any wine in the collection before you buy it. You simply cannot be disappointed. KE Cellars, Tyler's old world-style boutique winery in the French Quarter on South Broadway across from the mall, and online at KECellars.com.